Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal back with the new podcast. We are on the 88th edition of the Mr. Informal Podcast. I go by the name of Mr. Informal. How are you doing? 1 week before Thanksgiving. I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Just want to be thankful for what I've got. Obviously, you have to be thankful for the life you're living, I guess, and you gotta be thankful for everything you have, because some people are not as fortunate as you may be, or maybe as you and I, however you want to say it. And so don't forget to add me on Instagram, MisterInformal, and then check out my website, mrinformal.com, mrinformal.com. So what do we have for the topics for today, for the Thanksgiving, and also the crazy shopping day of the year? So number 1, Android gets hacked. Number 2, apparently Generation Z or millennials prefer second-hand gifts. I don't understand that. Number 3, so the Italian authorities found out that there are luxury brands out there that are using sweatshops. Last but not least, Google workers have finally organized and complained about Google's policy. That's going to be interesting. And so those are the 4 topics for the Mr. Informal Podcast 88th edition podcast. And so let's go ahead and start out topic number 1. So in an article from Forbes.com, the title of the article says, Google confirms Android camera security threat. Hundreds of millions of users affected. So, the security research team at Checkmarx has made something of a habit uncovering alarming vulnerabilities with past disclosures covering Amazon's Alexa and Tinder. However, a discovery of vulnerabilities, I can't say that, right? Affecting Google and Samsung's smartphones with the potential of impact hundreds of millions of Android users is the biggest to date. What did the research discover? Only wait for an attacker to take control of smartphone camera apps and remotely take photos, record videos, spy on your conversation by recording them as you lift the phone to your ear, identify your location, and more. All of this perform silently in the background with the users none the wiser. Unbelievable. You see, every day, every week, every month, somehow these security are just getting hacked and breached. Not only that, you can always see that Google does not have control of Android because Android is fragmented. I am a fan of Android. I prefer Android over iOS. But these type of things are just absolutely not acceptable. Google is doing too many things right now. Obviously, they want to, care about their own phone, care about their search engines, care about their servers, care about their office products. They care about their email. List goes on and on and on. But what about security? We never hear Google talk about security here. We never. People always tell me, security is not sexy. And yet, when security does get breached, it's suddenly everyone gets mad. Everyone suddenly is concerned. Why is that? As I said, I don't like having to sign in too many Google products because I know they collect data, they sell data. Why do you think you have so many spams? Why do you think you have so many stupid messages? And why do you think when you see a certain ad, it suddenly you realize that's the kind of thing you're searching for? So, what is the solution here? So basically, Checkmarx created proof of concept exploit by developing a malicious application, a weather app of the type to perennially popular in the Google Play Store. The app didn't require any special permissions other than basic access. By just requesting that this single commonplace permission, the app would unlikely set up alarm bells. Unbelievable. So, Google is being contacted. We appreciate Checkmarks bringing this to our attention and working with Google and Android partners to coordinate disclosure. The issue was addressed on impacted Google device via Play Store camera July 2019. A patch has also been available to all partners. I don't get it, man. July 2019? Are you serious? And we're on November. I mean, they say there's a patch, but we'll see how that goes in the next month or even the next year. It's just not acceptable. And hundreds of millions of users, let's be honest, Android is still the biggest operating system in the mobile sector. In any case, I'm not really happy about it, and so should you. It's not acceptable. Like I said, I'm really not a fan of Google. On to the second topic. So there's retaildive.com article. Study. Gen Z and millennial shoppers embrace secondhand gifts. Okay. According to survey findings from Mercari, the peer-to-peer resale app, 61% are uncomfortable with receiving used items as gifts, especially if it's unique or difficult to find. The survey, which collected responses about 1,300 consumers, found that 63% of women and 59% of men said they are okay receiving used items as a gift. The survey also indicated 49% millennials and Gen Z consumers aged 18 to 34 would give secondhand gifts, but only 38% of consumers 55 years old or older said the same. 4% of Americans would be displeased with receiving a used item as a gift, and 16% of US consumers have at least one unused gift from last holiday season possession per the survey result. Interesting. Me, I'm not a fan of used gifts. I think that it shows laziness. It shows the kind of character that you have. I mean, to me, this is just me. In my opinion, when you want to give something as a gift, you gotta think about it. You gotta think if the person likes it. That's how I am when I go shopping. Okay, will this person like it? But giving as a secondhand or used item, that's a no-no for me. No way. They say it's something unique. Well, it doesn't matter if it's unique or not. It's still a used item. And when you give a person a used item, I believe that the how should I describe this? The feeling of receiving a used item is not the same as when you receive a new item. It doesn't hold much weight anymore. It's not as valuable as it used to be. Imagine if you were a kid and you were given a used item. It's not new because someone already used it. You can't make it on your own. You can't turn it into something you can have because someone already used it. So it's not the same. Like, imagine someone giving you a used shoe. Again, the value of it is not the same. I mean, look, if you live in a poor neighborhood or if you live with a poor family, then yes, there are certain circumstances that I could understand that. But for me to believe that Gen Z and millennials would embrace secondhand gifts, I don't know about that. I mean, I believe that it's gonna depend on it, but for the most part, there's nothing like receiving a new item, a new gift. That's why it's a gift. It's a Christmas gift, however you want to call it. Well, you're gonna tell me that you're gonna wrap this used item and think if it's new? No, that's a no. So an article from Reuters Reuters.com in the business section. Italian police uncovered Naples sweatshop linked to luxury groups. Naples, Italy. Italian authorities arrested the boss of a company in the southern city of Naples that employed dozens of undocumented workers, allegedly making leather goods for some Europe's best-known luxury groups. Vincenzo Capisuto, head of Modeno, was placed under house arrest on charges of illegal employment and abduction. His lawyer Rosalio Pagluca said industry and investigative sources said the sweatshop in Melito, a suburb of North Naples with a large immigrant population, made shoes and bags for groups including Armani, Kering's, Saint Laurent, LVMH, Fendi, whose products can sell for €1,000. Wow. Worldwide luxury goods industry is estimated to be worth €276 billion in 2019. As police searched Moreno's premises, some 50 workers, including pregnant women and 2 teenagers, were hiding in the storeroom among rows of leather and piles of shoes and bags before being found and brought out. Unbelievable. You see, this is why I'm not happy with this. See all these initiative things that these people are saying: sustainability, ethics, recycling, let's get the sweatshop out of our brand. But you see, those are just marketing words. So the last 2 paragraphs says Saint Laurent, controlled by French luxury group Kering, said it had no relationship with Moreno. We are currently investigating the matter. Unbelievable, right? In a statement, Armani said Moreno was not one of its direct suppliers or unauthorized subcontractors. Fendi declined comment. This is not looking good. I mean, seriously, do we? How many times are we gonna have to go through this? I mean, we had sweatshop in the US, sweatshop in China, sweatshop in India, in Italy, in France. Everywhere is a sweatshop. Why does it have to be that way? I don't get it. I mean, why do we, us humans, always have to treat other humans as a subordinate or under us, knowing that doesn't matter if they were illegal, immigrant, it doesn't matter. Why do we still have to go through this? And why do these companies always think of the bottom line? Yes, I understand you're a capitalist. But how can you be a capitalist and talk about sustainability, ethics, conditions, workers' conditions, worker rights, be in support of it, and at the same time be against it? Here you have sweatshops making your stuff when your items are being sold thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, it's unbelievable we still go through this. It's 2019. I know they want their margins to be probably over 1,000%. But I mean, just even if they go to a well-kept factory with non-sweatshop workers, they still make bank. Heck, Apple still does it. And for some reason, they still get a pass. I'm not giving them a pass. But I just don't understand the industry all the time. You know, like I said, it's all marketing. Anytime a person tells me they're gonna go make some changes, they're gonna be talking about system marketing, blah blah blah, workers' rights, workers' conditions. It's all it's all BS to me. I don't really want to say that word, but it's all BS to me. So, I mean, what can we do here? The manufacturing district around Melitino is seen as China, where production is decentralized from European industry due to low cost and poor workers' rights, he told Reuters. Well, there you go. That's one of the paragraphs in the article, and it's quite sad. In a article at Bloomberg.com technology section, Google workers protest company's brute force intimidation. Company denies wrongdoing with 2 employees placed on leave. Culture of openness battered by Google staff's rebellion. So the event is the latest sign-up growing rift between management and rank and file workers at Alphabet Inc.'s Google, which was praised for its open corporate culture. Protesting staff believe the company is trying to quell internal activism, quash dissension about Google's work with the military and other potential controversial customers. So basically, the workers do not want Google to work with the military. Roughly 200 workers gathered about 11 a.m. local time Friday outside a Google office overlooking San Francisco Bay. So, over the past 2 years, many of the workers have asked the company to take meaningful action to curtail sexual harassment, systemic racism, improve the workers' condition of temps, vendors, and contractors, and divest harmful tech, said Zora Tang, a Google software engineer. Instead of listening to us, the company has chosen to silence us. Well, why am I not surprised? So, going on with the article, we see a lot of about 200 people accusing of Google basically not providing as such, as based on the previous paragraph I just read. Not only that, company spokesman said Google is investigating the access of confidential documents and other information that made some employees feel unsafe. So, this is going to be a tough situation. You're working for a company that you make money from, and yet you don't like how they behave. But I do get where the workers are coming from. Google is basically saying, hey, we are like this, we are liberal, we are open to change, we are fair, we take this side, and yet you become a hypocrite because suddenly you take customers that are against with what you said. Not only that, you're not even solving the internal issue that the company has been facing, whether it be racism, sexual harassment, whether it be fair wages. Not only that, the employees have given you suggestions, and yet you don't want to take those suggestions. You don't want to accept them. So seriously, where are we going with this, Google? And one of the things in the article says, Berland said Google punished him for his involvement in protests against YouTube and for demanding with other colleagues that Google not work with CBP. Basically, CBP is the Customs and Border Protection. So, why do you punish employees for being with the protest? I don't get it. What's Google? Just pick a side. If you're gonna say you're open to this, you're open to that, then don't do what you just said. Don't be a hypocrite. I mean, this is what I'm saying. On the first article that we just talked about, Google is just everywhere. Google doesn't know what it wants. Google doesn't have a direction. It's basically multiple directions, and yet it's leading to nowhere. I guess the only thing that led Google to somewhere is its search engine. But see, this is why Apple, Microsoft doesn't have this problem. Well, they kind of don't want to go involved in this stuff. I think that they just let the workers be on their own. But I know you hear some news about Apple employees not liking the fact that Tim Cook talked to Donald Trump. But again, that's only minor, where Google seems to face this every day, week, month, and seems like every year. So seriously, where is this leading to, Google? I mean, I don't know where is this leading to. All I know is that the workers in Google are fed up with Google's crap. And I mean, what can you do? And so that basically concludes this Mr. Informal Podcast 88. Do not forget to add me on Instagram, MISTERINFORMAL, and check out my website, mrinformal.com, MRINFORMAL.com. And I just want to say, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you eat the greatest food that you have eaten and enjoy the company that you have, whether it be family, relatives, friends, strangers, whoever. I'm just thankful that I'm alive. Obviously, I have a home that I can sleep. And again, this is the time of the year that we should all be thankful for what we have. Not only that, I'm sure you have worked hard for what you have. And so that basically concludes this 88th edition of the Mr. Informal Podcast. I am Mr. Informal. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.